Hey everyone, in this video, there's going to be a code with me session. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be coding up a LLM evaluator. So LLM that's going to judge another output of a LLM and give it a score. Uh, that's going to be used for this website I'm building. It's going to rank all of the different um, LLM outputs so that it could show the best LLM outputs first. So it's going to be used for ranking algorithm, but it's going to be an LLM based evaluator. It's going to evaluate the output of other LLMs. And then I have to run it on 500 different LLM outputs. So I want to use the OpenAI batch processing API. So that will reduce my cost by 50% if I use that API. So yeah, let's get into it. So right now, so the piece of code that I'm working on is I'm working on software that is going to help teachers create lesson plans. So as a teacher, I want to teach a lesson. I want to teach things about science to my students. So right here, I have a CSV with all the science lesson topics, and using VS Code, I can inspect that CSV and have this nice UI. So yeah, so pretend for grade one science, I want to teach how to identify measurable properties of objects, or I want to directly compare the length, area, and weight of various objects. I want to create, or this AI is going to create lesson plans so you could teach these specific skills to grade one students specifically. Um, yeah, trying to build AI to help teachers be faster. Um, cool. So what this piece of code does so far is it reads in a CSV, comma, summary value, basically reading in this. It's looping through, it's grabbing the headers, and it's starting to loop through each of the skills in this CSV. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna take the line, and the line contains things like skills and procedures, learning outcomes, subjects, what grade they're teaching, and it's gonna generate a lesson, or just generating the lesson ID. But what it's gonna do is it's gonna prompt our model, which is like I'm using four different models here, but let's look at GPT for now. So it's gonna basically prompt this AI to create a lesson plan for teachers. And it's gonna be given a bunch of different parameters like the skill, procedures, the organizing idea, the grade, the subject, etc. And it's gonna use that to create a lesson plan. So yeah, I already wrote the code to kind of do that. It calls into the model, generates the lesson plan, and then we put it into our database. So yeah, so now our database has like 500 different lessons in it, and I want to add a score to each of those lessons in that database. That's pretty much what I'm going to do in this video. But let me show you what one of these lessons plans even look like. So I'm literally just going to run the code here. It's going to be generating science, and it's just looping through first. It's just picking through these models in order to generate them. So generated one. So open this lesson plan. It has been generated by GPT. Let's see what it looks like. So in this lesson, we're exploring measurable properties of matter, and you could see that it's for grade one students. The subject is science. It has like talks about like what materials you'll need and stuff, and some instructional activities. And then after, how you want to evaluate the student. Let's see. Look at some other ones. This one is generated by Claude, by Anthropic. So let me open this up. So I'm using Llama, Gemini, GPT, and Anthropic Claude models. And yeah, you see, yeah, these are the different plans. Now I'm gonna look into how I could build an evaluator LLM that can evaluate this lesson plan and pretty much and pretty much grade it. Let's see, where am I at? I'll show you the website that we're building. So this is a website that we're building, me and my friend Isaac. You can click on a subject, you can click on a grade, you can click on a specific skill, and then from there, it'll show you different lessons for that specific skill, right? And what I want to do is I want to start ranking these, give it some ordering so the teachers could find the most helpful ones, and I'm going to use the LLM to do that. So I'm basically building these lessons using LLMs and then ranking them using LLM. So just LLM everything. LLM for the win. So yeah, that's generating it. So how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna generate a LLM to evaluate another LLM? I think I'm gonna just ask GPT. So I'm gonna use another LLM to help me build an LLM that's gonna evaluate another LLM. That's what I'm gonna do. Welcome to 2024. So let's see. Help me build an LLM that will evaluate LLMs. Will evaluate the output of another LLM is the LLM output is, let's see, from a lesson plan create from an LLM that creates lesson plans for teachers. Okay. So building an LLM to evaluate another LLM is a great approach. So, okay. Start by defining criteria, relevance, completeness, clarity, engagement after build a fine tuning. Evaluate prompt design. Cool. What I want to do is build me the prompt. Okay, nice. Prompt for evaluating lessons plans. What is it doing? For an experienced educator and curriculum designer task. Okay, you're given a bunch of scores from 1 to 5. Okay, cool, cool. Okay, it looks like it's giving me a good lesson plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, cool. Um, let's get it to rank one of these ones. This, evaluate this lesson plan. Okay, 5, 5. It's being way too nice. I don't like that. Overall score is 4.8. Let's see. Okay. That's one thing. Sometimes it's just way too nice. Let's give it some other ones and see. Honestly, I'm not a teacher, so it's really hard for me to actually evaluate this. But that's why I'm gonna get our teacher friend to actually evaluate these herself. And soon we'll get her to actually build this LLM evaluator. So she's gonna tell me how she marks or how she would look at a lesson and see that if it's good. And from there, I'm gonna teach the LLM to look at lessons the same way and grade them. So let's see this guy. Can you do this lesson? Can you evaluate? Can you 5 5? It's being way too nice. Okay, 4. Okay, actually, this one's a little bit lower. Okay, I like how it's giving this overall score criteria because that's what we're going to use. That's what we're how we're going to rank all of the ones here. Okay, so that gave one a 4.4. Let's throw in some other ones. I'm just trying to see how it's good. Maybe if I make it look out of 10, 8 will do better. Okay, evaluate this one. 5 4 5 4. It's being way too nice. Okay, overall impression. Okay, this one's 4.6. So we got a 4.8, a 4.4, and 4.6. I think I need to add more, maybe make it more out of 10 or let's ask it more things like what right now it's only evaluating relevance, completeness, clarity, engagement. Let's add more. Like are there more areas to evaluate? Other than those 5. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Choose the best 10 to evaluate on and update the prompt. Okay, nice. Relevance, completeness, clarity, engagement, adaptability, alignment standards, instructional flow, access, inclusivity, scalability. Cool. Now it's going to be giving this feedback. Okay, now let's see how it's going to do. Now it has more, so maybe there's more variance. Or let's say, please also be very critical when judging. You are giving too high of marks. I don't even know if that will help, but okay, let's throw in more. Okay, 4 3 3 4 5 3 3. Looks like it's giving a lower score. So overall, you gave a 3.6. Interesting. Um, I wonder what it will do if you don't say or do a normal. Okay. Yeah, it's just good doing way too much. Yeah, I don't know if I care right now. I'll probably fine tune it with an actual teacher because I literally don't know what's going on here. But now I'm just gonna grab this prompt and I'm gonna paste it into my code. So where's this prompt? So what I'm gonna do is comprehensive lesson plan evaluation prompt. Okay, so this is the prompt. I'm gonna paste it in my code here. I'm gonna say, um, what is this? LLM eval prompt. Nice. Okay. So all of them are going to output this, and we're going to use like some regex to pull that out eventually. Overall average of all criteria. Nice. Really like how it's formatting it like that. It'll allow us to easily pull it up with regex. Um, so we have our LLM eval prompt. So let's call it generate eval. Let's call, and we're gonna use GPT for this. Um, eval evaluate the prompt. So I'm gonna pass in the prompt, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call GPT. I'm gonna call GPT with the prompt, and I'm gonna give the GPT a role. So the role is going to be LLM eval prompt. So it's gonna that's the role of the system. It's gonna do this specific thing, and we're gonna pass in the lesson to evaluate, and it's gonna return something. So let's see how that's going to work. So what does this even return? Return three. Okay. I really only want the result. So I'm going to okay, so here I'm gonna evaluate it. So I'm gonna call, let's see, models, evaluate. Then I'm going to call eval result. I'm gonna pass in the markdown generated by GPT here, or whatever AI is being used there, and it's gonna evaluate it. And then we're going to like print out eval. Nice. Okay. So now what it's gonna do, it's gonna generate the lesson using some random AI. It's gonna take the lesson back and we're gonna evaluate the lesson. And then after that, we have a good evaluation. We just need to run that on all of the lessons we ever had. Nice. This video is going faster than I thought. I thought this would be harder. So it's generating the lesson right now. Drink some water. What happened? Okay, nice. So it passed in a lesson and it evaluated it. And you can see it gave it a score of 4.6. Yeah, oh yeah, because I didn't add the be critical part. So now it's generating something from llama. Let's see if llama even produces good lessons. I'm literally doing this video in one take. Honestly, I never wrote an eval before, so I'm pretty happy that it's actually working out. What's going on? Why is it taking so long? Hmm. Okay, llama gave a 4, got a score of a 4.4. Interesting. Now let's see Gemini. I'm gonna literally let this run through a few because I'm just interested. And each AI has their own. Okay, nice. We got Gemini 4.4. Let's run it on Claude. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna parse out this score that's generated at the very bottom and like assign those to each of the ones here. And that's how we're gonna do the sorting. I don't know, I said that a few times already, but just want to reiterate why I'm even doing this. Nice 4.4. These are, as these are getting generated, they're getting thrown up on our Google Cloud bucket. So anyone could pretty much access this. 4.4, why is it all giving the same mark? Okay, I'm gonna ask it to be very critical. Don't be so nice. I don't like how it's giving everyone really good scores. Where should I add this? Be very critical. So be very critical. Be very critical. Try. Um, be very critical. But if the lesson is actually very good, give it a good rating. Let's see. Overall score. Please output the overall score in result. That will help us parse it out later using regex. Nice. So nice. Running through GPT-OG. Before it's giving like 4.4s and 4.6s across the board. And by fine tuning this prompt, we're gonna get it better and better in evaluating. But mostly I'm just want to show how to even write an evaluation and how to like automate your training process. Because as we evaluate the lessons, we can fine tune all the different things like generate like this is the prompt for generating a lesson. We can fine tune that as well. And hopefully we can fine tune it and optimize our basically our overall score result. Look at this, it tweaked. It said 4.0 and then it output this. Output okay. Output 38. No, I want it to average it everything. Okay, let's go here. Okay, see, that's doing it right. That's doing it wrong. But I like how it's adding it here. I just need to adjust my prompt. This is all just prompt engineering. And I can even ask GPT to how I could do that if you like. Nice. I like this. I like this. I like this. Nice. It's improving, but I'm gonna update this prompt. Okay, nice. 4.6. It's being way too nice, but it's fine. Let's see. Maybe it'll give the other. Maybe it. I mean, GPT is the one who output it. Maybe it really likes its own output and gave itself 4.6. That's that's biased, but it's okay. Okay, whatever. That's how you do eval. Let's look at the next part, which is batch processing. So I'm literally going to Oh, nice. Give this one a 4.2. That's lower than the other ones. So, okay, cool. I'm gonna stop generating those models and I'm gonna quickly log on to Firebase. Firebase is our database. Go to console. So we have all these lessons in this big database right now. I don't even know how many elements it has. But you could see like each document kind of has like when it was created, the lesson name, or which model created it, and actually a link to the lesson. Um, you can see that. You can see there's a ton, and a bunch of different models too. So what I'm going to do is I'm pretty much going to read in all of these from the database, and I'm going to add an extra field here that will have the score. So when we query from the database, it will return the score. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to do. So let's also use Gemini and Firestore to help us out here. Build me, build me a query in Python that reads all of the from the lessons database. Nice. Okay. Client imports lessons and streams all docs and docs. Okay. Looks easy enough. Just this little piece of code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new file called evaluate lessons. Print hello world. And I'm gonna condense this one video into like shorter videos. I'm gonna show you how to create an eval. I'm also gonna show you how to do the batch processing in a different video, like way shortened, because this is pretty long, but it's okay. I'm literally reading down from the database. Just copy that code straight out of Gemini. I'm using a bunch of AIs to help me because that's what we do. There's no point in thinking for yourself sometimes. Firestore client. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at generate lessons and I'm going to look at how we grab the client here. Or model, it's database. So I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. You need to specify the DB key so that it can authenticate with your database. That's what's going on there. Nice. It literally just put out the first one. You could see that it's giving us an ID, it's giving us the prompt, and it's also giving us the URL. So let's just like for doc as dict, print doc as dict dot URL. That'll give us the URL of what we want to evaluate. Dict object. Oh, index it to it properly. So now that's giving us the URL right here. So now I want to write some code to read that in. So I'm just gonna ask GPT. write me code that reads markdown file on this link. It's a cloud storage link. Okay, looks easy enough. It's calling the request library. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post up here. It's going to call request. Do I even have request? Yeah, I have the request library. Thankful for that. So what it's going to do is it's going to take the URL of the markdown file, which I already have here. I'm going to call the get request. If we get a 200 response, it will return the contents, and then we print the content. Nice. So yeah, literally it got it and it printed it out here. Nice. So now what we want to do is we want to evaluate this one, and then we want to literally loop through all the docs in there and evaluate it. Then we want to insert that document back up into the database. If that makes sense. Um, so how am I going to do that? Okay, I get the document. I have it now. I read it, and now I want to run my evaluator on it. So from model import evaluate prompt. Okay, yeah, there's that prompt that we were evaluating before. We're going to like eval prompt evaluated prompt. We're gonna evaluate that markdown context, and then we're going to print that out. Nice. Okay, cool. We're literally getting that 4.6. Um, so what we're going to do is now we're literally able to read it down and write the prompt. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to, yeah, now we're running the evaluator. We're going to want to start looking at this um, GPT batch processing. So our eval is working properly. Go and do this in one take. Let's get it. So learning how to use OpenAI's batch API to send asynchronous groups of requests. So we can lower costs by 50%. I'm all about reducing money or reducing spend. I like to spend money, but I also like to reduce it at the same time. Okay. Why would you even want to use this batch API? Literally the first says running evaluations. And that's exactly what we're doing. So I'm reading this doc for the first time. I never used this API, so I just have to read it. I'm just gonna scan it from top to bottom. Actually, let's have GPT analyze its own document and summarize it for me. Let's be efficient because this is a video and I'm doing this live. Okay. So OpenAI API provides an efficient way to process large number of requests asynchronously, offering a cost reduction of 50%, higher rate limits, and a 24-hour maximum window completion window. It is ideal for use cases like running evaluations, classifying datasets, or embedding large content repositories where immediate responses are unnecessary. So step one, prepare a JSON input. Create a .json where each line represents a single API request. Each request includes a custom ID for tracking and corresponding to one model endpoint. Use the files API to upload the JSON-L. Initiate the batch processing with the file ID and a 24-hour completion. Okay? Like, can you write me the code to do that? Is this how easy coding is now? Like, this is wild. Okay, can you use the Python API? Yeah, okay, nice. Okay, honestly, I'd probably faster if I just read this code. So it wants us to create a JSON L file input like this, URL. The body is like that. The body is like this. So I have the role and the system. How can I max tokens? What is the max tokens? GPT. If I can get this done fast enough, I deserve to go to the club. GPT have limits of 30. Okay. GPT. Okay. Looks like the max tokens is 496. So I mean that's what I'll add there. And I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to output this. So the body. Okay. Let's compare that to what it looks like right now. Like how do I actually generate a lesson? So I'm calling the model here and I'm giving it a something body equals. Okay. So what I'm trying to think of now is how do I generate this specifically? So this is my end goal. Edit post, URL, chat completion. Okay. So I'm going to say write me code. I'm going to ask GPT write me code that could generate a JSON like this. Nice. I like that. I like that. It's literally doing everything I needed to. Nice. This is beautiful. So what I'm going to do is generate request, custom ID model, system content, user content, max tokens, 4,000, or let's just say 2,500. Sorry. Um, the custom ID will be the ID of the document in my database, so that I could reinsert it back in there, and I know who to insert it to. This stays the same. The model stays the same, or the model will probably be GPT-4o. The model will be here GPT-4o, and then let's try running this thing. Where did I put all that code? Copy this back in here. It's already 11 p.m., so getting a little bit sleepy, but I can do this while sleeping, actually. Just kidding. Um, we're passing the model. So we're literally just gonna see if this outputs to my JSON. Let's run this code. Wait, I don't even want it to evaluate here. I just want it straight to. Oh, why am I writing in here? Okay, maybe I. Okay, let me read this over again. Okay, so we're generating requests, right? Custom ID, system content, user content, max tokens. We're taking our database and we're looping through all the lessons in doc to dict. We're getting the URL. We're actually fetching that specific lesson, and we don't want to evaluate it. We just want to get the response because that'll be the user content. And then we're generating request. And then we're dumping that into our JSON called batch JSON output one. Cool. Let's actually try that. Where is it writing? File rate. Oh, there you go. Nice. It literally output that. Let's see what happens if I write in it again. Why is it not appending? Append. Append. Cool. It's literally writing this out. So let's try actually like use. So now it's gonna have a bunch of different. Each of these is a prompt. Is like when we say batch, it's doing a batch of these. And it's gonna return the result. So so these are each of the requests, and it should return the result for that. Let's see here. Okay, we're doing our OpenAI, and then we're gonna out it. We're going to upload that file. And we're gonna call batch input file ID. Okay, that looks easy enough. And then we could check the status. Okay, let's just literally do that with this super basic. You were a helpful assistant. Say hi from Calgary. Say hi from Bonnyville. Say hi from Santa. Because this is Christmas. Christmas season's coming in. Cool. So now what are we gonna do? We are going to copy and paste all this code for up. First, we're gonna upload the batch file input. So how that's going to happen is we're gonna do evaluate lesson, and after we do this, let's just have another piece of code that does this for now. Start batch job. And like I'm gonna clean this all up at some point, but not right now. So where are we going? We're going to our model. I'm just trying to not show my API keys because it's my brother's API keys. And he does not want to be paying $100 bill. He'll be coming after me if I did that. Purpose batch, okay. That's outputting. Let's just see if this runs. If this is actually running. Python 3. Okay, it didn't do that properly. How do you actually import this model? Okay, you have to specify a keyword argument. Cool. So we're creating this. It has we're uploading for the purpose of batch. We're grabbing the batch ID and we're running eval job. I actually want this to run right away. I hope that it does. And from there, I'm gonna print the eval ID. It's gonna return a batch object. And then from there, I'm going to check the status of that. I start retrieve batch. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna run this and then I'm gonna write some code that's going to check on the batch ID. Deep breath. Batch input. Okay, you're right. That is not correct. So literally put up the batch ID. This is the batch ID. And what we now, I don't want to output that again. I just want to check on it. I see the light here. We're almost done. Why did it give me the wrong ID? It looks like I have to use this one that starts with batch. Okay, that kind of makes a lot more sense. All right, let's check on the status. Please be fast. The custom ID parameter must be unique. Okay, so it's complaining about that. Kind of makes sense. So I didn't even give it proper output. I'm gonna comment this out again. Then I'm gonna run this. Cool. Grab the batch ID, re-comment that out. Come here. Kind of inefficient, but oh, it's completed already. Wow, I like that. So we're gonna retrieve the results. So we're gonna say what the? This is kind of weird. Why do you pass the batch here? But the whatever. I guess the other one is a file ID. Where is that? I guess I have to look by the file ID here, and it will output me my result. file response, files.content. Okay, how do I get my result? Oh, you have to do it by the batch. Output file ID. How do I know the output file ID? Oh, it gives me the output file ID here. This is a little bit complicated, but let's examine. We'll do a print here. Doing some extra stuff. But it looks like it has each ID. It gives back the custom ID, gives back the status code, gives back the ID, the chat completion, some metadata, and then it also has, it says, hi from Calgary, how can oh, it says the role of assistant. Oh, so that's the response. Nice. It says how much tokens were used. Okay, now what we're going to do is get this to run on a subset of our request. So yeah, so we're gonna get this to evaluate a few of them, and then I'll probably just end the video there because that just shows end to end how we can create an evaluator and then do batch processing. Um, how we actually insert that to the DB, I'll do that in a different video, but yeah, because this kind of covers a lot already. So let's see how this works. File response dot. Okay, let's see. Let's get this to work again. Batch file create. I'll create that, and I kind of want the batch ID. I want to get the batch ID. I want to create the batch. And then later I want to check up on the batch. And I'll say, wow. I mean, let's see how that works. Yeah, later I want to read it down, but let's do this for now. Let's go through our lessons and let's take like 5 of our lessons and add them to this batch input right here. Where we evaluate lessons. It's gonna be a long video, but we're going to get a lot done. So eliminate. I'm only gonna do like the first 5. If index is greater than 5, we'll break. So I'm gonna only analyze the first 5 documents. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the doc, we're gonna grab the URL of the document. We're going to read the URL from our bucket, and then what we're going to do is we're going to pass in the markdown content. That's going to be the user content. And then we're also going to want to import our system prompt. We're going to want to import our LLM eval prompt, and we're going to want to throw that in right here. So we don't even have to pass that there, just the user content. So literally this is just taking And the max tokens, let's just hard code that right here. So reducing the amount of variables is always good. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the doc.id. Sorry, somebody's working outside. We're going to do doc.id, and I think literally this is all we have to do. And then dump it into that JSON, and then write it. Seems easy enough, right? That's literally a few lines of code. Oh, sorry, I literally ran the wrong start batch job. Okay, evaluate. I'm gonna run this through all our stuff. What did it do? Did it just append in a big? Oh, did I put a break statement somewhere? What happened? It's supposed to be appending. Why did it break? Why did it break? Oh, there's a sneaky break statement there. Let me redo this. Bam, bam, bam. So these are the different lessons. So you can see there's that system prompt, and then there's our actual prompt, and it's gonna run that on all that. So let's run this next thing called start batch job. Python 3, start batch job. And so what are we gonna do? I actually want to automate this part eventually, but so we create a batch, we read in the batch file, we get the batch ID, we patch in the batch ID here, we get the batch object. The batch object will help us return. I don't even know why we will need this. Result, print, result. You're literally watching me debug on the fly. Oh shoot. Okay. I ran the wrong function. Start batch job. Okay. I knew that would happen. Let's let's just do how do I grab that specific property that I want from there? Print batch input file. Yeah, that's literally what I'm doing there. Okay. Okay, so I updated the batch input file. And now I want to grab, once I have the batch input file, I want to, yeah, so I upload it, input file ID. So I literally have to do this. I literally have to get the ID. But I want to get the batch ID. So how do I get the batch ID here? ID. Batch ID. Does this even work? Is that the file ID? Whatever. Okay. Once I have that, I'm outputting that. How do I know? How do I get the batch ID? Oh, okay. Do I just keep calling the batch ID again? Yeah, I need to be able to get the batch ID. Okay. I think so. This is the batch input file ID. Batch input file ID, right? Then I'll get the batch result, and then I'll get the ID of that. And then I use that in order to call the res here. The batch res ID. Almost there, almost there. Let's see. Upload that. I'm literally just gonna. I want to keep checking up on this. I don't want to keep outputting that same file. I want to take this. This would be probably easier in a Jupyter notebooks or something, but all right, it's completed. Now, with the res, we have to get the output file ID. How do you do that? Maybe just literally call this. Interesting. So we get the output file ID, and that should be our evals right there. Beautiful. They're beautiful evals right there. Let's look at the result. You could see that for each line, it's doing what we want, which is, sorry, make sure that's well formatted. It's generating a score, all the different scores across all the different ones. And at the end, it's giving a result 4.8 for that one, 4.6, 4.6, 4.1, 4.7. And how many tokens is it even using? Whatever. Yeah, so that's how you use the batch API. Now I'm literally going to automate this and I'm going to run this on every single one of my lessons that I've been generating. There's a ton of them here, literally. And then now they're going to generate scores, and maybe in a different video, I'm going to show how these scores are going to be surfaced here. Yeah, let me know if that was helpful. You literally got to see me code. I don't know how long this video took, but that's how we do it. All right, see ya. Peace.